What's up, everybody? Welcome to my TNA Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things have happened, well, a lot really, and it's much to explain. But after a week after the DCC pretty much revealed themselves, Eddie Edwards came out talking about he does have a target on his back. He is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion and everything, but he's not going to get his ass kicked around like that. And he's a stand-up guy, and he pretty much called out James Storm, Bram, and Eddie Kingston, we can't have two Eddies flying around here pretty much, to come out, you want to fight, we'll fight. The DCC pretty much came on with a promo with them speaking through the mask. I guess it was Storm talking. It's not about the titles, it's about bring order and chaos or whatever, since, their identity, even if their identities are real, it won't stop them. And they accepted Eddie Edwards' challenge. They pretty much teleported to the ring somehow, I believe, or they pretty much came out. They surrounded Eddie Edwards. They started jumping him in. Pretty much after that, Jeff Hardy came out then. His music hit. He pretty much came out, helped Eddie Edwards as they fought off the DCC. He was going after James Storm, but James Storm stepped out of the ring and looked at him. Good segment there, I'll give it that. Pretty much came after that. Eddie Edwards and Jeff Hardy were yelling at Aiden O'Shea. Wanted to get into the ball, saying we need this match, as is for Billy Corgan, which we don't know what his whereabouts are right now, or even whatever the 36% or settlement, or does he have this power? I don't know. It's a long story with the entire TNA versus Billy Corgan situation, and a lot of guys are very disappointed. I've said before that he did not win the case. A lot of people were hoping he was going to take over. Fans were hoping he was going to take over. I don't know what he still has in that 36% of his right there, or what he plans on doing it. Last time I heard, there was a settlement. Alright, the settlement, that's all I know. He kept implying that he's still going to be there, or something, but something like that, what he's going to do, but we don't know. Judging from the clips, they still somewhat mention Corgan, since he is technically the boss, to get in his office, but I don't know. We'll find out and see. I don't know if you're having the next set of tapings come around, really, and stuff. Another funny thing is Billy Corgan did suspend James Storm, so I don't know how he got back in the Impact Zone prior to this new group after he suspended him indefinitely with pay or without pay. So people wonder, how did James Storm come back after Corgan did suspend him? Jesse Goddard's went against Aaron Rex. Goddard's won. Pretty much hit the Adonis grab on Rex and made him submit. Which Jesse Goddard, some say, is coming better as a singles wrestler right now. He continues to impress, a bit technical, as they called it. Technical with him, so it looks like it's going out for him. Aaron Rex, he is getting on as a heel, because I don't understand, and I hate saying this about Aaron Rex or Damien Sandow or whatever. When he came into the Impact Zone, he cut that promo. He had a lot of filing behind him. He was saying a lot, making sense, and people were really stepping behind him. But then when he continued as a face, it looks like nobody cared. Like, his shell his former self. Like, no one just gave no fucks about it. Maybe him being heel can work. Laurel Van Ness and Sienna, I think Maria was there pretty much talking about Allie and making fun of her and whatever, talking about Braxton Sutter having a text her and everything, but pretty much they heard that you were going to try to team Brandy Rhodes, and they ganged up on Allie and just pretty much tried to intimidate her and have her cower. Josh Matthews talked about the attack last week on Gail Kim, which pretty much now she has to vacate the Knockouts title because of some injury, and she wanted to give 110%, but she has to vacate the championship right now. Jeff Hardy and Eddie Edwards left the Corgan's office, I assume, and pretty much got the match with DCC tonight. Maria came out to the ring. And she talked about Brandy Rhodes, how no one's not going to be a partner since her entire ladies squad is out there. As pretty much with Sienna and Laurel Van Ness to go against Brandy Rhodes and Madison Rayne. My God, she's green still as hell. Brandy Rhodes. We're able to pretty much beat beat Sienna and Laura Van Ness. We're getting the pin on Sienna after dodging the AK-47 and hit her with a I guess a leg sweep or a STO to take her to the ground. Man. So it was an okay match, even though Madison was mostly in the ring, because we gotta remember Brandy Rhodes is just green as hell out there. The Hardys. We have returned back to the Hardys' house. Matt Hardy still not have his mind, deleting the emails, and you know he was eating the candy. So you didn't give out candy for Halloween. You gave out celery. It says green beans instead of candy. And Matt says, "Why would anybody want to do that? Why would they get trick-or-treaters green beans instead of candy? That's absurd." And you know it sounded like exaggeration. And Ruby Treemers told him that Jeff Hardy is at the Impact Zone fighting himself. And Matt says, you're telling me to have like a savage, a barbarian, some type of what was that other word he called it? A Neanderthal doll. And violence doesn't work, communication does. And Jeff was disrespectful at the missing the ice cream social, and he walked away from him. As Matt pretty much he kept deleting emails. Matt Hardy. He continued to delete emails. He pretty much came here's a funny one. Came about one of the Young Bucks emails. And he says, he's like, I'm going to unsubscribe. I don't like the music they do. The Young Bucks. Yeah, it's just not going out well. Yeah, the Young Bucks pretty much, he didn't know what the emails were, and, he doesn't like any unsubscribe until the scribe showed up. When like, who are you? And he says, who am I talking, who is this? And he disappeared, and Rebby showed up, and has he had amnesia. Something needs to bring back his memory. Fatal 4-way to determine the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Bobby Lashley, EC3, Mike Bennett, and Trevor Lee, which finally had a chance to showcase as people say killed the troll, and pretty much got into some argument with Mike Bennett out there during the match, but who gets to take out EC3. So EC3 was able to win the match and hit the rear naked choke on Trevor Lee to win the match and just become the new #1 contender, which is actually a really good match. Cracker got involved a little bit of it more, but at least Trevor Lee is doing something different instead of doing these multi-man X Division matches and going nowhere with it. But some of the fans are actually behind this match. The Hardys were back again as Matt tried to get his memories back by watching the final deletion. And it's like, why would I have my head in a hologram? It says, why would I mess up Jeff's beautiful designs in his lawns? And, I didn't know he didn't know himself he was a good violin player. And the fireworks and all the crazy stuff that went down. He didn't know he did all this stuff in the final deletion. Eli Drake had a fact of life with EC3 again after his match. And pretty much EC3, I see you lost your Bound for Gold thing. As pretty much EC3 brought out, Eli Drake, you still refuse to do my challenge and everything. And, he's held all the held titles and everything. And they pretty much made a bet with each other. As EC3 says, if he loses his match against Eli Drake, he will not get a world title shot for a whole year. But if Eli Drake loses, he needs to be taking away his gift of gab, your voice. You don't get to talk. You say nothing. None of your dummy, yeah, thing. You won't be able to speak for a year. So, they pretty much put the match on, and it was going to be booked for next week. Jade is doing some promo back to Crazy Steve, and the bitch showed up saying Rosemary was looking for her. I guess she went to look for it in. Sia Baraka went against Mahabali Shira, which he actually won the match. And pretty much both the tribunal attacked them until Al Snow came for the save then. As people still Snow and say he was trending on it and stuff, so I don't know why they said that. Al Snow trying to help this guy get over it, but it's not working. Jade walked him out, Rosemary up in the balcony somewhere, as Rosemary pretty much kept showing everywhere, saying, I see you are Gail's little chosen one and stuff, but you do not see it. We are going to battle for the Knockouts title, and that Ichi is going to decay, and then we had the darkness and everything, and next week or time, a steel cage match will depend who takes the title, because there will be blood, violence, and pain in this. And as we got to the main event, the DCC went against Jeff Hardy and Eddie Edwards. It was a really good match, especially when Jeff tried to go for a twist of fate again, and Storm hit a last call super kick, and they put Eddie Edwards through a table. So that was actually a really good match. And then the DCC pretty much stood over Jeff's body and left him there. After that, it was a pretty good match. So I guess until Matt Hardy gets his mind back, they will go after the DCC, and if they can ever jog his memory back together, because now he is a carpenter or suburban engineer right now. So they got to figure out a way to do that. So we will see what happens next week. That's just the Thanksgiving episode. So we'll find out next week on the show. But I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace.